Hello, my name is Melanie Francis. I'm the Vice President for Cohort Development and Student Services at SUM Bible College and Theological Seminary, and I am really excited to be able to bring you an update this week on our new associate's degree. I have Dr. Leonard, our Chief Academic Officer, here today to talk to us a little bit about this new program.
Hello.
It's great to have you here.
We're excited. The Associate of Arts in Theology and Ministry got approved by WASC, and so we're thrilled that we have this new associate's degree. It's a 64-unit degree.
Okay.
You can finish it in almost a year and a half, a little bit over a year and a half, and it's almost half the units of the Bachelor of Arts in Theology and Ministry. So really, it's designed to be a degree for anybody who wants to transfer maybe to another school and get, let's say, a psychology degree or something else, or they're not quite sure they want to do the full BA degree, but maybe they want a little bit of theological education. Maybe they want some units of theology, some units of Bible, and enough to help get them going. We also have some arrangements with the Assemblies of God and the NorCal Assemblies of God as well, but I believe the General Council Assemblies of God, that the degree, if you finish the Associate of Arts, it will help you in your credentialing for the Assemblies of God certified level. So a lot of reasons to do this degree, especially at our great, affordable educational model.
Yeah, SUM is one of the most affordable educations that are out there. But I loved, I heard you say that WASC has approved this. So as I'm pursuing this associate's degree, what does that WASC approval do for me?
So that allows you to transfer to any college that is regionally accredited, that is accredited as an institution. So WASC, the Association of Senior Colleges, and I botched that. I botched that, so I shouldn't have even tried that. We're going to do
that piece again.
I shouldn't have even tried that.
So let me ask the question again. We're going to take that whole piece out, and we're going to ask that question all the way again. This is going to be fun.
I knew I shouldn't have started it, but I did.
So I heard you say that this new associate's degree is accredited by WASC. What does that accreditation do for me if I'm taking this degree? So
we at SUM are accredited by two accrediting bodies. One is the ABHE, Association of Biblical Higher Education, and it is recognized regionally as well as nationally. WASC is one of the regional accreditors, and it accredits schools such as Berkeley, Cal State Berkeley, and other schools. So we are in schools of that standing, and it will allow you to take this, if you get this degree, it'll allow you to go to non-Christian, non-private schools, if that's where God is calling you, let's say, or Christian schools. It'll allow you to go to other schools beyond, or that might be outside of that ABHE accrediting, but it allows you to go to other schools and transfer perhaps to get a bachelor's degree somewhere else. Okay. Not everybody is called to full-time vocational ministry, but everybody is called to ministry, and everybody can benefit from this Associate of Arts degree. So you can come with us, get this associate's degree, transfer to a different school because they will accept our credits because we are regionally accredited through WASC, and you can go on and get a degree and allow this degree to be a foundation for your ministry, wherever that is, whatever that looks like.
So this is a little different for SUM. In the past, what I know of SUM is that the degrees at SUM were all leading to some type of a vocational ministry, but it sounds like this new degree is helping us to train students that maybe are called into marketplace ministry in a different area. So this is kind of a new endeavor for SUM.
Absolutely. And so again, you may be a person who doesn't really like school, and so you just want to get through it as quickly as possible. You just want the AA degree, you want to get your credentials, and you want to go into full-time vocational ministry. Okay. You also may be the student who wants the good theological education, practical hands-on ministry. This AA degree still has the practical hands-on ministry. And you say, I want this, but I don't necessarily feel called either to full-time vocational ministry, or I think God might be using me in a bivocational or co-vocational ministry. Maybe I'm going to be in the marketplace as a mechanic or a teacher in a public school, but I want that theological education as well to help me in ministry. So it does allow us, it expands our vision, I think, a little bit. We're still only offering Bible and ministry degrees, but this one can be used for people of all ages, all backgrounds, and wherever God is calling you. Again, we believe that every person is called to the fivefold ministry. Not everybody is called to full-time fivefold ministry, but everybody is called. And this degree allows us to equip everybody, even if they're not called to that full-time vocational ministry.
So this will give me a good, solid foundation to be able to fulfill whatever God has called me to do, and give me some theological training.
That's right.
So that I understand, I can really actually give an answer for the faith that lies within me. And I probably also will be able to study some of those core classes, those gen ed classes, from a Christian worldview as opposed to a non-Christian worldview. Can you talk to that? What's the difference? How does that change my education for me?
So for example, one of the classes that we have, which I think is great because I taught it, is critical thinking. And it's a philosophy course, but we break it down from a Christian perspective. And we allow ourselves to look at critical thinking, bringing in even kind of what seem to be abstract ideas that people, get lost in, but why critical thinking and certain parts of philosophy are important. How this helps us to understand theology, right? So critical thinking from a Christian perspective, a Christian worldview, really helps us to get a solid foundation. Other classes like, of course, math is pretty basic. I don't know that you need necessarily a Christian perspective. You just need to have patience, because I hate math. So you need to be able to have tolerance and patience to survive math. But history, for example, you and I are both historians, right? And so understanding history from the lens of God's story, right?
So different.
So some of these general ed classes that they'll be taking, all of them will have a Christian worldview, but they have that opportunity to take some of these general ed classes from that Christian worldview that will then transfer to any other school, or if they'd like, or just again to get that gen ed knowledge from this perspective that really helps them to frame the world, their life from this Christian perspective.
And so some students have gone to regular public high schools, and they probably have never gotten a real foundation academically in something, in a theological background that is academic in nature as well. So that is a great opportunity too, to be able to study. Maybe I grew up in church. Maybe I had some of those preliminary Bible studies or small group classes or youth group classes, but never really got to dig in from an academic perspective in anything biblical or theological. So that's exciting too.
And stuff that's relevant. So one of the courses that they'll take is Pentecostal theology. And as Pentecostals, we want to know why we believe what we believe, why the Holy Spirit is important and empowering. We want to understand basic ideas about salvation and God and creation and theology. And I love the Bible. I know you do too. And taking classes like Old Testament history and literature and New Testament history and literature, it helps me to understand how to study the Bible just even personally on a devotional level. And so again, this AA degree, it really is for anybody who wants to know more and be more equipped as a follower of Jesus, to be able to pursue God and pursue their ministry, their calling, in whatever lens it is. And so I think we have really put together an incredible degree that's going to help anybody who has that desire to live for God fully and make a difference for God in the world.
I love that. And I love your passion about that. An observation and then a question. It seems like the pillars, the foundation of SUM are still intact in this. What I'm hearing is that it's still a program that exhibits academic excellence and practical ministry you talked about, and personal mentorship growing. I know that it's all affordable. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But I also also know, a little birdie told me, that there's an opportunity for high school juniors and seniors embedded in this too.
That's right.
Can you share a little bit about our Bridge program? Because I think that's an amazing opportunity.
Absolutely. So I was homeschooled. I was one of those homeschool nerds. And I say that lovingly and affectionately. All of you homeschool nerds, you can grow up to be like me. Well, I don't know if that's a good thing, but I love
it's a great thing.
Homeschoolers are those who would be especially attuned to this type of a program where they, as juniors and seniors in high school, they can actually get this AA degree while they're in high school. Now, this is true for anybody, but especially those who are already, they're already either taking classes, AP classes or classes for credit at local colleges, or they're able to handle more. Juniors and seniors can be part of what we call our Bridge program. And they can take the full Associate of Arts degree during their junior and senior year, graduate high school, not only with their high school diploma, but with this Associate of Arts degree. They can then transfer that Associate of Arts degree to any school or transfer it into our bachelor's degree here at SUM. And again, if for homeschoolers, for anybody who just desires to get ahead, and we've got a lot of high schoolers all over who want to do that, who want to get ahead, who want to, again, pursue ministry or just want to learn more. And so these classes in our Anytime, Anywhere format are designed for anybody to be able to take, especially high schoolers. While they're in school, they can take these classes as well, and again, finish their full Associate of Arts degree during that time.
So 17 or 18 years old, I could graduate with my associate's degree, another 2 years in another program, a year and a half at SUM.
Absolutely.
And I have my bachelor's degree. I could legitimately have my bachelor's degree and be ready to go by the time I'm 20 years old.
That's incredible. Yes.
Yeah, that really is amazing. So excited for that opportunity. And I'm sure there's a lot of parents that are really excited for that opportunity. Now, I know that people are saying, okay, but the cost, I couldn't afford to pay for my child to go to college at the same time they're going to high school. They can't get federal financial aid. How in the world am I going to pay for it? I love that SUM has rolled out for the fall of 2022, this new donation-based tuition grant. What does that actually cost me out of pocket as a student, or the parent out of pocket for the student? How does that actually work?
So for the high school student in particular, although this works for everybody, but especially those Bridge students, those high school students, the donation-based tuition, scholarship, grant, this whole program, the cost is just $200 a month. And then at the same time—
Say that again.
$200 a month.
$200 a month here in the U.S.?
Here in the U.S., which is incredible.
$200 a month. I could be taking a full-time load towards my associate's or bachelor's degree.
That's right. And on top of that, which is only $2,400 a year. And if you finish your AA degree in a year and a half, you've paid $3,600 for an Associate of Arts degree at an accredited 4-year school, right?
So just to put that in perspective, my kids all took college classes while they were in high school. Those classes were between $200 and $400 for the class.
For the class.
Not for a whole. So you're telling me $200 a month.
That's right.
I could be taking a full load in
That's
that.
Right.
Or my student could be taking a full load. That's amazing.
It is incredible. So for example, a trimester, a full load is considered 10 units.
Wow.
$200 a month. Yet you can't beat this type of cost affordability. On top of that, we'd like the students then to commit to getting 20 other people to giving $10 a month towards this whole program of donation-based tuition, to ensure that everybody has this opportunity to be able to afford theological education. And so the parents, for example, if your students are back in high school, you're paying $200 a month, and then you're encouraging your child to go out there and get their grandma, their grandpa, their neighbor, their cousin, whatever, to say, I'm just going to give $200 a month. I'm sorry, $10 a month towards this program that is trying to give theological education affordable everywhere. And that's it.
And we didn't actually say that. But this is not a U.S.-based program.
That's right. It's international. It's global.
It's being launched in, I just heard that we have a fee structure developed for 48 countries.
That is incredible.
48 countries.
It's incredible.
And this program is in English. It's offered in English, but it's also offered totalmente en español.
That's right.
For the Associates of Art, Asociado de Artes en Teología y Ministerio, y la licenciatura en Teología y Ministerio, y también la maestría en Divinidades. All of those degrees are offered totally in Spanish as well for all of this,
That's
for
right.
this $200 a month. And so I think this is a good time to take a break and just say, if you're watching today, we are talking about this amazing opportunity to really lay a foundation of higher education, theological education, general ed education for students that know that God's calling them somewhere. Maybe God's not calling them to full-time ministry, but they know that they have been called to fulfill their role in whatever God has called them to do, fulfill their part of the Great Commission. And they want to make sure that they have the biblical foundation to do that. And we're offering this all over the world. Across the United States, we're offering this to college-age students. We're offering this to full adults. We're offering this to high school
half-grown
students.
adults,
Half-grown adults.
Full-grown and then half-grown.
Okay, that's hurtful. Some of us just aren't all the way full-grown. But this is full size. We just will never get very much bigger than this. We take that personally on this set. But we're offering this to anyone, anywhere. Really, that's really what our heart is. And we're believing that we can do this on a donation basis. So students are paying $200 a month for their education, but we're also calling those that are supportive all around the Christian community. Maybe you're hearing this and you're thinking, man, I would love to be able to help make Christian education available to high schoolers in the United States. I'd love to be able to make that available to people living in Central America, to people in Ghana and Ethiopia, in Sub-Saharan Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, Malaysia, Vietnam, Malawi, the Philippines, and all of these different areas that we're expanding into. For just $10 a month, you can invest in expanding this program. And we would love to be able to have you invest in that. If you can put on the bottom of the screen, you'll see that lower third that'll come up on the bottom of the screen. It's our BNTS partner page. You can go there. There's a QR code that you can scan. You can get more information, but you can also click donate now and start a recurring $10 donation. What that actually does is equip students from all over the world. We didn't say that $200 in the U.S. is not $200 in another nation. We actually scale that.
That's right.
To match the
Which
local
is pretty
economy.
incredible. Yes.
It really
That's
is.
right.
To make it affordable, legitimately affordable.
In each location. That's right.
Which is amazing. So a place like El Salvador, which uses USD, so we can use them as an example, they're paying $45 a month.
Yeah.
As opposed to our $200 a month. We're trying to get this released in Cuba.
Wow. It's
which
incredible.
There's a lot of complications for that.
Yeah.
But to see that done in our lifetime is just
amazing.
amazing. So I also want to kind of cycle back for just a minute. Maybe there's some students that want to enroll. What should they do?
In order to enroll, they just need to go to sum.edu, and there's right there on the page, on the front page, you should be able to see, click to enroll, click to apply. We've got people ready to talk to you. We've even got our professors reaching out to applicants, and because we're excited. We want to see people who have a passion to allow God to use them in the world for what God is doing in the world. So sum.edu, and I believe it's / maybe apply or something like that.
And they'll put it up on the screen so
absolutely.
You can follow it.
Go to our website and people just fill out the information. We'll get back to the students right away because we look forward to bringing in everybody who is feeling this draw, this call to, again, allowing God to use them in whatever capacity to impact this world for Him.
So awesome. If you're a telephone kind of a person, you can reach us at 916-306-1628. 916 306-1628. I know that's showing up on the bottom of your screen along with the sum.edu. We're so happy that you joined us today. We love having these little updates about what's going on and what God's doing. We'll come back and talk to you again. So join us next time for our next update. Thank you so much for joining us today, Dr. Lennon.